G'day traders, we're going to wrap up of Thursday, the 5th of April. Remembering this is the last day of a long weekend, so we're going to have Friday and the Monday off trading due to public holidays. Got the daily chart up here. So I am doing this Friday afternoon, so we can see Friday's candle here. So this is the candle we're talking about, but we'll come up to this later on. But during basically the pre-market, after Thursday's close, we have had a fairly significant drop. So it really looks like these markets are getting some power on the downside now, and you can see we've significantly broken this support level here. This is a real area that we wanted to see the market test. It's the first time markets have broken support levels. You can see throughout this year so far, the market has been pushing up very strongly at times, and it is having pullbacks, but at no stage have we broken down through support. You can see here, this is probably one of the most significant pullbacks up until up here, and you can see still it was holding, and it was just basically, buyers looking for a better position to get in, and then they were getting in the market, then pushing it higher. At no stage was it they're actually sellers in control up here, but we've formed a bit of a double top all through this. The start of this week, we have been considering sellers, saying that it's kind of a 50-50 area now because we haven't gone higher, but at the same time we haven't broken down through support. So that's a real key to remember here, and just you've got to read this like it is a 1 minute or a 5 minute chart. So if you're looking at this as a setup, I'm prepared to take sells now that we've broken support, but as this area here, I'd be still 50-50 and waiting for confirmation either way. So that means you approach the day with buyers or sellers. Whereas back through here, before we broke any support levels or formed any double tops and had that failure of the buyers to push through and make new highs like it did here, we'll look, always looking for buyers and very much on the buy side, and you've got to be considering 78% of your trades on the buy side. But it's very significant now. We're definitely breaking down and can look for sells through next week, and it's going to be a good week. There should be lots of movement. We've pulled back off these highs. There's area for the market to go both ways, so it's exciting times. But as for Thursday, we are talking about Thursday, and this is this area here. So we, at this stage when we were trading Thursday, I'll take you through it now. We hadn't broken through support, so again, when I started my day, I wrote on my piece of paper, there's definitely sellers around because of this double top. However, we haven't broken support levels yet, so be wary of the buyers and really prepared to go both ways. So that's how I approach Thursday, and here's Thursday here. So opened, and we started pushing higher. So a little bit, this is what I mean by the buyers certainly, they never like to give up control, and this is an area where they came back and came back fairly strongly, and all the other markets started pushing up. From here we had this bit of a pullback. As the predictive crossed down, it basically showed the peak of a pullback, and then from there it's pushed higher. As far as 5 minute buys, it was a bit too much of a shallow pullback. Eventually would have come too close to the highs, but all this area here looked quite significant, and like it was looking to push high. All the markets were certainly having a bit of a look on the upside. From there we topped out just short of that 1400 level and started to push down. This was quite a significant push down, and then here we've got a 5 minute buy coming up. So this particular buy did fail. It wasn't one I was really interested in for a couple of reasons. One, we got some significant sellers here. It was quite a decent pullback, and this is the second pullback of this particular trend. You can see here we pushed up. Here's the first pullback, pushed up. So yes, we've broken up through resistance areas, but this pullback was quite significant, and at the same time some of the other markets, especially the Dow Jones, had already broken down and was starting to break down through some support levels, and really didn't look like I wanted to buy. So although this area had some reason that it could head up, I wasn't confident in it, and I felt it was really a 50-50 area, and from there we started to push down. Once you see an area like that fail, it's usually an indicator that the opposite sides are going to start coming into play, and that's the case. That's where the sellers really started to come. You can see it's formed a bit of a shoulder here, so quite often selling off from that shoulder is not a bad spot to look. From there we went sideways. Looked like the market really wanted to maybe flatten out and kind of finish off for the long weekend, but then we got this bit of a push down here. At that stage here, now we're getting late in towards the afternoon. It's kind of hard to kind of rely on the market, especially leading into a long weekend, and I guess we've had two trends by this stage. We pushed up and we pushed down. On the downside was starting to get a little bit overextended, but it did start to pull back here. I thought this second pullback here had a chance, and certainly wasn't prepared to take it aggressively and look at it like just try and take it at the peak of the pullback, which would have been, as predicted, crossing up here. Wasn't looking to take it there. Looking for more confirmation on the downside and seeing the other markets breaking down, and would have considered a further sell-off. Seeing that the sellers are getting some momentum on the downside, and we had a low cash market low all the way down here. So I thought 1387 was an area the market could get to, but I definitely want to have a lot of confirmation and momentum before I consider that, being late in the afternoon. But that never eventuated. From there we pushed a little bit higher and started to break again through resistance levels. So at this stage here, really starting to think the week's over and look towards the next week. You can see, but just to finish off the day, we did push down and again try to break this bit of a support area here. So as far as what's happened, what we showed you on the daily, you can see very flat, and then we've got this massive drop off. So this is technically the market was open for a little bit, I think, on Good Friday, but again, you don't ever trade it. The banks are shut. Same thing on Monday. There's not a lot of traders in the market, and you can't rely on the market being consistent. So that's why we shut for Friday and Monday. But you can see here late Friday the market has pushed down, and it's really dropped a good 20 points there, and that's a sure sign that the sellers are around. And this area here is where we broke through that really significant support area. Is fantastic to see. And the reason being that is because it's going to make trading a lot more interesting. We're going to have a lot more active markets, trends, and things like that. So look forward to next week and the coming weeks. And hopefully we've got some weeks or maybe even months of action and lots of opportunities. Just to share on the 1 minute chart. Remember we had a push up. From there it topped out close to that 1400, but you can see the uptrend was starting to lose momentum here. It pulled back, and these support areas did hold, had another go, then they pushed higher again, but it was starting to lose power around this area here. You can start to see that just by that 1 minute formation there. From there we started to break down. We got this quite a sideways period through lunch. What didn't have much belief that the market could really move and do much action in the afternoon, leading up to the Easter long weekend. Quite often it will kind of shut up shop as traders look to start their break. But we did get a little bit of action. You can see the 1 minute chart shows it not so much compared to the 5 minute chart. Bring that back. There's a few more pullbacks and things like that. That's why I like watching, keeping an eye on the 5 minute chart, just for trends and to see, have a great understanding of what's happening. It certainly gives you a bigger picture as opposed to just watching the 1 minute chart. So always try to trade, if you're looking at 1 minute setups, use the 5 minute charts to your benefit as well. But overall, a bit of a sideways finish, and then a bit of a push down just to finish the day. So that's a wrap up for Thursday. Just a reminder again, no trading Friday, which has been, and also Monday. We're back Tuesday, and look forward to some exciting markets. Speak to you guys soon.